The 2 stands for Day 2. This is Roger Struckoff at Syscon TV, Day 2 at Javits Center in New York at CloudEXPO 2017, and we are joined by Alessandro Fasan with Cloud Academy. That sounds relevant. That sounds like it has something to do with like cloud computing. So thank you for joining us. Welcome, and tell everyone what you do and why you do it.
Thank you, Roger. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for your time today. So, Cloud Academy, there are 4 founders. 2 of them met sometimes in 2011, sometimes somewhere in the Middle East, and at that time they just were looking at what was happening with Amazon Web Services, and they figured out that at some point instructor-led training will cease to exist. Why? Because Amazon was releasing like multiple product, multiple features, multiple times a week, a month. And they just saw this trend and they say, hey, what if we build something called Cloud Academy to teach how to help people move into the cloud and to become like this complementary service to the educational aspect of things.
And then what sort of tracks or directions do you go with cloud within the academy?
Right, so our strategy is to focus on the hyperscale providers. We call hyperscales those guys that you can ask for one more EC2 instance or you want more terabyte of storage. So these are Amazon Web Services, Azure, and Google. So we also see in North America that's where the market is. About 70% of our customers are using, 75% are using AWS, another 20% Azure, and the remaining is Google. But over the last few months, a year, we saw that a lot of developers need to learn how to do their job in the cloud.
Yes.
So we see this DevOps movement, and that we are catering to with our content. And
yeah, working within the cloud. Are they working among clouds, like multi-clouds too?
yeah, so that's a very interesting point. So our enterprise customers, when I talk to them and say, why you buy from me? They say, we buy for you because you are hyperscale agnostic, meaning that I can learn from you if I care about Amazon, if I care about Google, if I care about Azure, and you're just telling me things as they are. You provide me the critical thinking framework for me to make my decisions. And so these customers appreciate the fact that they can go to a source of knowledge that is genuinely interested in their development.
I don't really care, but I think maybe the Google part might be growing in the next few years.
Yeah, that's a great point. In fact, we see that Google must have done something right in the last 2 months because our top customers are in the consulting business, the traditional big companies such as Deloitte, Booz Allen Hamilton, Capgemini, you name it. And we saw in the last 2 months, and I've been trying to tell them that, hey, in addition to AWS and Azure, we also have Google. And last year they said, oh, thank you very much, but we don't care. Now they're just flocking to us because they must have won some contract with some large consumer companies somewhere in the US, and now they need their associates to learn about Google Cloud, in particular for business intelligence. So when we provide training, when we build content, we're very focused on the application.
Yeah, it's interesting how at that scale, just 1 or 2 customers can make this big market share difference. Which also tells me something. You know, companies never want competition. They don't believe that competition makes them stronger. They hate their competitors. But a competition does make them stronger because, you know, your customers and enterprises are agnostic. They don't work for Google. They don't work for Amazon. More choices, I think, means faster growth for the overall market. Is it?
Absolutely, we see that, and also we see that this helps the providers specializing in their core competence, right? So you see that Microsoft, they've done something very smart. There was a good article in Forbes last week that were saying that they, you know, with the way they're going is a little bit different from Amazon, and they're very successful. They grew faster than Amazon last year, according to this report. And we see the same with Google again, right? They're specifically focused on business intelligence, big data mining and analysis, and they get better at those things. And then customers have choices. And that's why we think our strategy is correct. We want to be multi-vendor because every vendor has their own strengths.
And it's changing so quickly. I'm imagining the problem you're solving, but the problem you face is like rapid change, and so you have to, the instruction is going to change?
Yes, so the rapid change, it's an important topic. We advocate the continuous training. And what it means that besides providing training online, on demand, when the user wants it, we also have a mobile applications that allows you access anytime. Even when you're traveling, you can download the content. But most importantly, continuous training is we take the responsibility to update our content on a monthly basis. So if you are a developer and you just look at a video 2 weeks ago and we update that video, you get notified. And so this is the way you can get, you can stay relevant within your industry, within your company. You can keep growing and do the right things for your job.
How do people contact you? Where are they going to find you, online or Twitter or wherever?
Online on Twitter, we have on cloudacademy.com. On Twitter, I'm Alpha Cloud, IALFA, Alessandro Fasan _ Cloud. And most of our leads come from our website, organic. We now have a lot of good referrals from our top customers that are recommending Cloud Academy from their colleges, internal colleges that are very successful using Cloud Academy for some of their tracks, specifically cloud tracks in those colleges.
Not going to change, it's just going to grow.
It's going to grow, and what we see, which is another interesting point, is that large companies are building their own colleges to keep their employees relevant and to attract high-tech employees that otherwise would go to Google and Facebook. And so in order to attract new talent, they're really getting smart, and they're very focused on building that infrastructure to make themselves attractive by providing continuing education internally.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You got to get them, you got to keep them relevant, and also just keep them, yeah, so that you don't lose them. So thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for watching. SysCon TV, this is Roger Struckhoff.